This by far has to be one of my favorite lessons. And the reason why I'm so excited is because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you get the clients. This is where you actually bring in the money. This is where you can grow. This is where you can scale. This is where you can, you can go full time in your business if you want. And it's completely within your control, which is why I'm so excited. So this is my challenge. My challenge to you is I want you to book 10 consultation calls, right? 10 consultation calls. That's the challenge. This is what you want to do. Now, with that being said, in order to book these calls, it's very important that you have a link set up, and a link specifically that that's going to allow you to put what your availability is on, and then from a calendar perspective, so people could book it. So this is what it looks like from that perspective. If you go to, I like to use Calendly, but you don't necessarily have to use Calendly. You can use, whatever calendar service you want. But the whole idea is you can put it in and people could go in and they can schedule themselves. That's the whole idea of it, right? So let's say if you use Calendly, literally I have some of mine set up already, but if you use Calendly, it's as easy as going to like new event type, right? And you can, and I already have these in here, and they have trainings and stuff specifically, but you're going to go to a new event type and you're going to create a new calendar, right? So literally you go through it. It's going to be certain questions that you ask in there. So I recommend asking, how much money they make, because you care about that. I recommend you asking about their social media platform, because you'll have people who you've been reaching out to. So if you remember, we talked about like booking those calls, right? We talked about going to Instagram, right? And I'll give you like a 2-second recap, right? So what we talked about was going to Instagram, right? We talked about finding somebody who you can see will be a great fit. We talked about sending them a message, right? And we talked about when you click that little plus in the bottom right hand side, you click those 3 dots, you click the plus, right? You add it, but I already got mine in there. And then literally you have your message in here. Now, in order for you to get appointments, you're going to be finding who's a great fit. So you're going to have a second message, and that second message is going to have this link. This is the link that's going to take people directly to your calendar. So obviously, if you're going to be sending out messages to people, it will make sense to have that link, right? So with that being said, the question is, well, how do you create that link? Like that's really what it comes down to, right? Like how do you create that link? So in order to create this Calendly link, what you want to do is you want to go to Calendly, right? You want to go to Calendly, and then you want to new event type, and then once you create it, you're going to ask them specific questions, right? Let me finish this real quick. You're going to ask them specific questions, and then once you finish filling out the type, people are going to start filling it out. You're going to start sending out these links, right? That was the whole importance of doing a 50 DM challenge, because you're going to be sending out 50 DMs a day or 50 DMs in the first week in order to get people on your calendar. I'm confident that you can at least get 5 appointments in a week. Or well, 10. I'm confident you can get 10. If you send out 50, you can get 10 people to actually sign up. Now, when they sign up, there's going to be certain information that they're going to provide to you. And this is what you already set up in Calendly, right? So they're going to be providing you, name, email, whatever questions that you ask, right? And so I've asked certain questions that's relevant to you building your business. But if you're a life coach, it might be specific. Hey, what are the habits that you're struggling with the most right now? What is your Instagram? What is your Facebook? What goals do you want to accomplish within the next year, right? I will be thinking about more of those type of questions, because that is going to make the consultation call a lot easier when you actually speak to them, because you already know what they're going through. And then you might even ask a question, well, what will prevent you from accomplishing these goals? Now they might even tell you their objections. So by the time you get on a call with them, hey, right? By the time you get on a call with them, you already know how to address it. Let's go, baby. Come on. Give Coach T some credit. I'm holding you down right now. I'm literally saving you a lot of years of work. Trust me. All right. So with that being said, that's how you do it, right? That's how you do it at the end of the day. So then now once you have that, they're gonna, you're gonna book a certain amount, you're gonna book a certain time, and then you already have your calendar set up with the days and times that work for you, maybe around your work schedule, etc., and do it that way, right? So that's how you're gonna book 10 consultation calls. So if you send out 50, which I know you are, right? You're gonna at least spend, you're at least gonna send out 10 DMs a day to get this, right? So now, all right, cool. So now you booking appointments, cool. You got 10 appointments in your calendar. Very dope. And by the way, the goal when you on the PCS map is to have 10 appointments, meaning even if you do the 50 DM challenge, it's possible that you might not get 10 appointments. So what that means is you might have to send 100, you might have to send 200 DMs. I don't know what that's going to look like. What I'm saying is, especially when you get to this PCS map, you cannot pass that milestone until you get 10 appointments. It might take you a week, it might take you a month, but I want you to get 10 appointments, because when you have those appointments in your calendar, that's the only way you're gonna make money. You gotta have people, on that calendar, right? And I'll show you another way, but you gotta do it that way, right? It's key, especially when you first start. So we actually have something that we call this, right? We call this the product, right? We call this the product. We call it the product escalator, right? And basically what the product escalator is you are leveling up and getting people, your clients, to buy more from you on each stage, right? So let's say your goal is you want to make an extra $5,000 a month in your business recurring, right? So your goal is somebody's going to come in, let's say somebody comes in, and I'm just giving you like the overall thing, right? But let's say somebody comes in at a book, with a book, right? And, or I would even say like, a book, or like, let's say they opt in for something, right? Let's say like a lead magnet, right? Let's say they opt in for like a lead magnet. That's kind of, hold on, I want to make it a little bit more legible for you, right? So hold on. Right. So like, let's say, matter of fact, let's start all the way at the bottom. I think it'd be fun to kind of do that, right? So let's say somebody stops at it like a lead magnet, right? We talked about that earlier, right? And then from the lead magnet, they decide to, like, maybe you have like a low cost product, something like $9. So like maybe you have like, maybe you have like a $15, video, or maybe like ebook, right? And then from there, then maybe you have like a $50, $50 a month, coaching, right? And then $50, you have $50 a month for coaching, and then you have, and this is group, right? So that's group, and then now you have one-on-one, they have one-on-one coaching, right? Or maybe like this could be, or one-on-one, right? Right. So now they made it at the top, right? And this, and by the way, this goes from the least expensive to the most expensive, right? And that's how that works, right? So literally, like, this is how you make a meal, right? You want to make a meal, like, that's how you're gonna make a meal, because you're gonna get, the more people that you get to come in through this process by your daily reach outs, by doing like, your free trainings or whatever, you get more people in. All this stuff is the lead magnet. And then sometimes you don't have to go through, they have to buy some low. Sometimes they come into a lead magnet, they book a webinar with you, and then they sign right up, right? But your goal is, when you get people signing up, that there's going to be a certain percentage of people who want to upgrade. You're going to want to upgrade with you, right? And they're going to do that one-on-one. So if you want to make $5,000 a month, it's not necessarily, right? And typically how I do it is say, okay, well, if you charge $50 a month, you get 100 clients, that's $5,000 a month, right? So that's a good way to start it, right? But literally how you can make more than that is going to be a certain percentage of people who are going to want to work with you one-on-one. So now that they want to work with you one-on-one, you're making more money. So now instead of making $50 a month, for somebody to work with you now, you got, let's say if you got 100 members, right? And you got 10 who upgrade with you, you just made an extra, you just made like upgrade with you. Let's say you charge $300 a month. How much is that? What's 300 times 10? You just made an extra 3K a month. All you did was with this is the name of the game of how people are scaling, like the top people, right? You got 100 people who are part of your program, and 10 of them converted. Let me use a different color. Right? 100 people that's part of your program, 10 of them converted at $300 a month, and now you make 3K. That's how you scale, right? That's what that looks like. All right. So with